Do you guys got to do the clap?
Yeah, are we good? I'll do it.
You know,
Okay.
we could do the skull.
Yeah, there'll be a skull clap.
Hello everybody, I'm Jason Fontana, Vice President and General Manager of the Renal Denervation business at Medtronic, and welcome to Untapped. Today we have a very special guest, Morgan Kennedy. She's Vice President of Partnerships and Premium Experiences with the Minnesota Vikings. Welcome, Morgan.
Thank you, I'm excited to be here. Just completing our extension of our partnership between the Vikings and Medtronic makes it a great time to sit down together and talk about the experiences we can create together for patients and fans.
Just kind of jump right in with the category we like to call What the Health.
Okay.
You gotta watch how you say it.
I was wondering where that was gonna go.
You have a lot of different partners, and I'm sure maybe you get asked, why are you partnering with a healthcare company? Why Medtronic? Why not another consumer brand?
Well, we have lots of partners that do a lot of things, but what I get most excited about working with Medtronic is a couple of things. I think a real focus on the end consumer or the end patient. As you guys think about it, what is their experience? What is their journey? My favorite part of my job is living into people's identity. The Vikings are a huge part of how people think about themselves, their families, how they spend their weekends, the memories they make. And it is a real parallel to kind of healthcare and how people think about their own health. So it's actually a pretty natural fit on how those two come together.
You know, when I think about the Vikings, your product's on the field. When I think about Medtronic, our product is the devices, but it's how our patients interact or your fans interact. One of the things that I work on is a product for hypertension. And unfortunately, hypertension affects 1 out of 2 people. And so when I think about from a Medtronic perspective, the reach of the Vikings and being able to have that conversation in a more relaxed environment when maybe patients aren't so hyper-focused on their health is something super exciting from my perspective. So it's really cool to have that interaction.
I think, there's a lot of great storytelling to be done between the fans that sit in our building. I mean, you have fans of all ages, backgrounds, who have experienced health in a variety of different ways, as well as you think about our players and our legends and how those kind of intersect as people kind of age or have different experiences that they need healthcare for. And so it is a really natural way to have a conversation that isn't high pressure, but allows you to kind of get into the mind of the consumer and kind of like leave a little mark.
I think that one of the things we've learned is the caretaker dynamic. The person you're trying to get to tell you about their health may not tell you about their health, but if you talk to their wife or their husband, they're going to tell you.
They know a lot.
They know a lot about
more.
Exactly. And it's interesting. You kind of get this dynamic where, they're just maybe a little more relaxed in the environment. Kind of think sport in a way, football in a way, kind of provides that environment to have a different conversation about things.
Yeah, I would completely agree, even just kind of from my own perspective. Sport becomes something where you're focused on your health a lot, whether that is your physical capacity, your internal health. And so it's something that makes the conversation really easy because it's kind of at the forefront. But to your point, it's a really relaxed space to do it because when you actually have to talk about it, it's not really easy to have the conversation. So how do you have the conversations and get in front of people before you need it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point, right? Getting in front of it before you need it. One of the things I love you mentioned in premium experiences and partnerships, there's such a community-based dynamic there. Maybe you can speak a little bit about how you feature the community and why it's important to feature these different fan experiences, how they're taking in the Vikings.
Well, community is, I think, at the real core of what a professional sports team is, right? It's something that you can rally around, cheer for. You're in it for the highs and the lows, and finding something that creates common ground, I think is really important. And so being able to have that and find ways in which the community can feel like they belong together is really important. We want to be a platform for good. And that means making sure that the community, and going back to what I talked about in terms of identity, how they come together around these topics becomes really important.
I love that because, we were talking a little bit before this about that fan experience and sharing those fan stories from the community and creating that family atmosphere is another great parallel to Medtronic. The best thing we get to see is the patient story. Right? And when we get a positive patient story, it keeps us moving forward and we create that community of folks who've received the device but now gone on to do more and do better. And I think that's a really cool parallel that we have, which is super fun. Yeah. All right, Morgan, now we're gonna have some fun. What is your favorite Super Bowl ad of all time?
Oh,
You know, I should have thought about my spelling ability before I said we would put things on whiteboards. I'm the worst speller. You got it?
yep,
All
I'm
right.
ready.
Ready? that was good. So there's the puppy one with the Clyde. I couldn't spell Clydesdale.
Yep,
and
that's
I
a hard
spaced on
word.
spelling Budweiser.
I know exactly the ad though. Like what I love about that ad is the emotional connection.
Yes.
The emotional connection, the friendship that's formed, it sticks with you when you find those ways that you can like touch the consumer. And that's one that
So
definitely
it's funny
does that.
because we both matched this up well. I got the touching one, and then that one is one of my favorite all time. You even went down to the date. But,
did.
Like you're not yourself when you're
You're not
hungry.
yourself when you're hungry. You sure aren't.
The most unexpected like marketing activation you've done in your career. So
In my
career. All right, ready?
Yes.
Okay.
I like that one. The Vikings. It's a great one.
It's a good one.
It's a real good one.
I mean, I got to tell you, it's interesting. We're just kind of getting started on the partnership, and we've been, talking about the device we have for treating blood pressure with Simplicity. And I have had more people send me pictures from the stadium, tell me about the radio ad coming in, the radio ad. It's super fun. We just haven't been able to do things like this with a product.
So mine, when I worked for Target, we did a vertical fashion show on the side of a hotel. And what
Like walking down the hotel?
yeah, so it was vertical.
Like the side of the building?
Yeah, like the side of the building.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and what I would say about that is kind of my philosophy on how are you first, best, or only? And so with that, it's like the Vikings. Like, how do you create things that allow people to talk about them? And just to your point on simplicity is people are saying things, they're noticing it, it's catching their eye, it's unexpected, and they're getting back to you.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that things like this do, is anytime it's unexpected, something that you wouldn't have thought before, I think that's breakthrough.
That's cool. I love the idea. Talk about like outside the box.
Totally
like
outside the box.
Vertical.
Yes.
Here's the next one. What technology can you not live without? I'm going to stick with the one. I scribbles.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's good. Yeah.
Which phone were your number one?
What was my number one?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the necessary technology. I mean, what would happen if we didn't have this? We'd be back to an analog world, which might be okay.
Which might be okay for a little while.
Yeah.
At Medtronic, we believe that technology is the only way we're going to solve the biggest healthcare problems. So let's talk tech. In your world, right, how are you using technology to create that fan experience kind of ecosystem that you mentioned, that community?
Yeah, I think almost everything we do outside of my experiential comment really touches technology. Everything from ticketing to concessions to checking in to content. Even as people have activations, it's scanning QR codes and leveraging the speed, the innovation of what technology can do and take you into kind of different lands and portals, and storytelling becomes really important for how we connect with our fans and how we stay connected to them moving forward.
That's super cool. I didn't even think about that. Like, you go to a game now and like your ability to connect during the game, your signal has to be super strong inside your stadium because everything is done by your phone.
Everything's done by your phone.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's super cool.
Everything from photos to the memories you create to how you want to share them with the people who aren't in the stadium with you, to the stories you want to tell. It's all digitally and technology enabled. Jason, we've talked a little bit about technology on the Viking side. What technology are you excited about at Medtronic?
Great question, Morgan. There's a lot of great, exciting technologies at Medtronic, but one I'm particularly fond of is we have a product called the Simplicity blood pressure procedure. And this is a device that helps treat blood pressure. Now, the problem with blood pressure is it's known as the silent killer. Even though 1 out of every 2 Americans has high blood pressure, most folks don't know they have it. So what I love about our partnership is we can generate awareness and make sure people are getting screened and taking their blood pressure to understand if they have it or not. And then we can come in. And a lot of times you're given medications or you're given lifestyle modifications. That doesn't always work for everybody. And what the Simplicity blood pressure procedure does is a minimally invasive procedure, one time, and it helps kind of reduce that overactive nature of your nerves, and then that way your blood pressure goes down. So something I'm super excited about because the impact can be so big. I really do appreciate you spending some time with us, and That's a wrap for today's Untapped. Thank you.